Welcome back, all my honors kiddos. So this is the first of several links that you will have to show you your assessment options that I'm going to go over. There are 3 that you can choose from. You do have a 4th for those of you reading Black Hawk Down. We'll get into that later. And obviously, if you hear my dogs in the background, they're just whining because I want them outside playing the stuff. Okay, so we are going to be talking about the first option, which is the lap book, which this should look familiar if any of you did any of these in maybe last year or even in elementary school, because these kind of sometimes get a little bit more elaborate. So the way it's going to work, if you choose this option and boost, I'm going to grab that one just because it's a quick, short novel title. Okay, if you choose to do boost with your lap book, you're going to put boost and you're going to give me an illustration for the cover. Okay, don't just copy the cover that was on your book. Get creative. This is all about how creative you want to be. All these projects are. So give me an image that represents the book and the title. Okay. Then you've got your author who wrote the book. Okay. Flip it up. Give me the name and give me one interesting fact about that author. Okay. It could be where the author was born. The author of Boost, did she ever play basketball? Maybe she didn't. Maybe she was into volleyball. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Genre, what genre is your story? If it is fiction, you need to tell me it's fiction, and then you need to tell me what characteristics of fiction are within your story. Okay. If you believe it is a fantasy, what characteristics of fantasy are within your story? Okay. Then you have setting, and if we remember, setting is your time and your place. Okay, make sure you have both. Okay, if your story does not say it took place August 3rd, okay, do you have anything to inference that it happened in the fall? Or maybe that it happened in the 15th century, over the 20th century. You might need to inference some things. Okay, then you have your theme. Now, we haven't talked a whole lot about theme, but hopefully you remember from previous years, as well as we have talked about it a little bit this year. Theme is your main message. What is the author trying to teach you or trying to get you to take away from the story? Okay, so those are going to go on this side. On this side back over here, we have any new vocabulary you might have had in your story, especially if you are reading Tale of Two Cities. That one's an easy one. If you have words that you had no idea what they meant, you might want to include some over here. Okay. I need you guys to have at least 3 words that you don't know what they mean, okay, that you had to look up or use context clues, okay? So they're over here. So I want you to put your definition on one side of the flap, and then I want you to use it in a new sentence of your own on the other, okay? All right, before we go on, I can tell some of you are probably doing a little bit of freaking out right now. This will be in the classroom so that you can come by and see it. I will have the file folders, these manila folders. I will have plenty of colored paper. You see, I use copy paper. That's all I had at my house when I made this for you guys during my snow day. But I've got all the color paper that you guys have seen. All that's in the classroom. And if you want to use any of that, come on down, okay? Even if it's you want to pick up a few sheets so you can work on it at home, that's fine, okay? And then if you just need to see, what did she say I needed to say about the author? Oh, this will be in the classroom. Flip it up. Look, I need the name and an interesting fact. Okay. So these will be there, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have over email. Stop by the classroom. Okay, we'll get through it. Okay. Any questions on this so far? Didn't think so. Okay, so we're going to do one side at a time because I'm kind of with one-handed here trying to show you guys what I'm talking about. So you are going to flip this open, and then you've got your favorite parts of your story. Okay, I want you guys to pick out your favorite. Maybe it's a least favorite. That's fine. Make sure you tell me it is your least favorite. Okay, so you're going to draw me a picture of that scene or that event. Now, here's the deal. I'm not artistic at all. That's why everything that says image, I don't draw. If you want to print out an image from the computer, cut it out of a magazine, or if you want to draw it, any of those is fine. Okay. But I need more than stick figures, okay? More than stick figures, but other than that, give me anything. So give me an image of what your favorite scene is, favorite part. Then when you open it up, okay? You need to give me a description of that favorite part. Give me text evidence, okay? I've got to know where in the story that took place, okay? So if this is your favorite scene, make sure you tell me. One of my favorite scenes is da-da-da. If you're telling me about a least favorite, make sure you tell me it is your least favorite. Some of these books, you guys may not have had 3 favorite scenes. That's okay. Pick out a least favorite, okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3. Now, I used kind of a turquoise blue on this square. Does that mean you have to? Absolutely not, okay? This is totally up for your creativity and what you want to do with it, okay? All right, moving on. Okay, moving on over here. You're going to rate your book. How many stars would you give it? 1 star, 5 stars? Give a number of stars. Then I need you to write me a paragraph and tell me why you gave it that rating. Okay? What reasons do you have? Okay? If you read Boost, do you give it 5 stars because it was about basketball? Or you give it 1 star because, it really wasn't that fun, wasn't interesting? Why? Make sure you give me reasons beyond just because. Well, it was kind of boring, or it was a fun book. No, I need actual reasons. I'm not asking you to tell me what page something happened, but give me an event from the story that can support your reasons for your rating, okay? All right, then I have this square down here, and if you guys need help creating this, I'll be happy to do that, okay? So you have your who, what, when, and where, or I'm sorry, I'm going backwards. Who, what, when, and where squares. Who's your story about? Flip it up, write it down. What happened in your story? What is the main event, like the main turning point of the story? Okay, I'm not asking for every rising action. No, just give me one thing that, if you had to say what the story's about. Okay, so that's going to go in there. When did it happen? Okay, Boost. Was that all about in a basketball season? Was that in 1912? When did it happen? Okay, and then where? Do we know where something happened? Okay. So you can always get those information as well, okay? Then you have your main character down here. Give me an image of your main character. Again, you can hand draw this, or you can find a representation for your main character on the internet, and you can print it out. Or you can find something that you think would look like the main character in a magazine or a newspaper and print it out. The cover's gonna go here. That's your image, okay? Then when you flip it open, you're going to write me a 1-paragraph characterization. I know you guys can do this because you did it for your reading log. I just wrote a characterization about this main character and I really don't want to do it again. You've already done it. Look back to your reading log, okay? So you've got that. So you can write that down. And anything that is handwritten, if you want to just type it out and print it, that is fine too, okay? Again, all creativity coming from you, okay? All right. And then you have your plot diagram. Yes, of course. Especially with all our fiction pieces, you've got to have a plot diagram. So you're going to put your title right under plot diagram right here. Okay. Then, let me see if I've got this. Yep. You're going to give me your exposition down here. That is your who, where, and when. Okay. Be creative, colorful. Use some fun fonts. Draw some pictures. If you remember the fiction story that you wrote around Halloween, remember what that plot diagram looked like? It had a haunted house in the middle and bats flying around. Get creative with this, okay? Rising action 1, rising action 2, rising action 3. Yes, for novels, you should have at least 3 rising actions. If you have more, great. You should not be able to get away with just 1 or 2 rising actions, okay? They're too long. They're too in-depth for that, okay? Then you have your climax. What is the turning point? What is the conflict? What issue does the protagonist have that he or she needs to get over? Okay. Then you have your falling action 1, falling action 2, falling action 3. Again, for these novels, you should have at least 3 falling actions. If you have more, that's fine. If you have less, we probably need to talk about it. Okay. Your resolution is down here. How did the protagonist work through their problem or their turning point? Okay. How'd they get through it? Okay, then I want you guys to give me an image representing the whole story. So Was there a conflict that you feel could really be represented by one picture or image? Put that there. Kind of like what the haunted house looked like on your fiction story around Halloween. Okay? Use those as examples. Okay? All right. Those are the pieces for this lap book. Folding is closed. There is nothing that goes on this back side here unless you want to put something there. I just need your name. Okay? All right. So I will have this in the classroom so that you can see it kind of as a rough example, because that's not it's not about one particular story. But if you just kind of need to see, oh, how did she do that? Or, oh, I forgot what part goes on the end flap. You can come take a look at that. Again, I have the folders, okay? And I'll help you guys get these all folded nice and pretty. I've got the colored paper. I've even got the copy paper if you want to start from scratch and be all colorful. I've got colored pencils, crayons, gel pens. I've got Sharpies if you'd like to use them. All I ask is that you make sure the lids are on them when you're done. Okay? I've got scissors. I've got glue. I've got everything you could need for this project. All that I need from you is your mind, creativity, and working on it. Okay? You can work on this before school. You can work on this if and when we have some flex time back. You can always work on it at that time. You can work on this at home, okay? Unfortunately, you just will not have all of my stuff at home, okay? You're not going to take my Sharpies home. You're not going to be able to take my scissors home. Okay, you're not going to be able to take my art stuff home, but you can take my colored paper home if you need to, okay? Any questions, shoot me an email, give me a call, or stop by the classroom when we get back in session. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for this creative aspect of the novel. Okay, see you soon.